Hello everyone, Jurassic Man here, and today we're going to be taking a look at this new Jumanji charging Rhino from the new Jumanji movie. Before I say anything, I just want to say, yes, I am making this because Victoria's Cantina already made a video on the colossal elephant. I didn't want to review this figure actually, I just wanted to get the Rhino because, I like rhinos. They're one of my favorite animals next to, elephants and hippos. But I'm not a real big fan of how the hippo looks, especially how his back is arched. But I really want to get that elephant, though. But I got the rhino first because it was the one I think I saw first. But yeah. So, I'm basically making this because she did make a review of the elephant already. And I already see an elephant, I already see a review for the hippopotamus, thanks to Mr. Orange Chicken. So, since there's no review for the Rhino yet, I guess I should just take the shot. So yeah, we're gonna check out this Jumanji Rhino figure. Now, I'm hearing a lot of praise coming out from the company of Lanard. They're the company that made the Kong Skull Island figures and the last year's Rampage figures. And now it seems like they're working on Jumanji. It seems to have a fascination with African animals, I think. And, well, they have the license or in the face of The Rock thanks to Rampage from last year. So yeah, compared to all the other figures I have, from Lanard are basically just the Kong and of course Lizzie. The Rhino is probably the smallest I have in our collection, but it's still a pretty large and impressive figure. So let's take a look on that. Before we get to the Rhino, I want to take a good look at the package. I'm pretty sure everyone already knows that the package, the package is basically copying McKinnon in a way, and Hasbro and Mattel, with the packaging very iconic to those of the Jurassic line. You know, a big box with an open window, interactive toy, and a rhinoceros. Even down to the sign right here, which is basically the ones you see from the Roarvors. Hang on a second. I'm going to compare it to this Baryonyx Roarvor box set that I got from last year. This is my first Jurassic World toy. And as you can see, the symbols are very similar to that of the Roarvor. To the button pressing, it looks similar, but not too similar. But the dinosaur roar thing is very similar, as you can see side by side comparison. Also, these toys don't have this iconic looking arch that they have for the Jurassic World figures. So we have that. But even down to the bottom part of the section, and even including the animals and humans, as you can see there with the Rock and the Jaguar and Blue and Owen. Yeah, it's practically similar. So everyone's already seen the box, but nobody's seen the box for the Rhino. It's all the same in all sides except for the backside, obviously. And the backside has this nice picture and rendition of the rhinoceros right here. Realistic rhino sounds, action and head moving. Adventures await in the world of Jumanji, where you don't just play the game, you must survive it. Rush and charge through the forest with the mighty Jumanji horn attack charging Rhino. This enormous creature allows nothing to stand in its way, encounters and experience the world of Jumanji where adventures await. Collect them all, get wild. So yeah, you got the Rhino, you got the elephant, you got the hippopotamus, elephant, and the elephant. And basically, yeah, you just press the button in the back and the Rhino moves his head up like the Triceratops and it roars. Or makes rhino sounds, which I disagree because they do not sound like rhino noises, and I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, let's get right into the figures. Okay, so before we take a look at the Rhino, I'm pretty sure everyone would not want to look at the human figure, so let's look at the human figure first. Now the human figure is very basic. Lanard is well known for making Walmart exclusive G.I. Joe clone figures. Even though G.I. Joe does not in operation anymore, Lanard still makes them. They're in the 4-inch scale, so they'll scale up with Kenner figure, I guess. So, in my experience, they don't really scale up very well. I gotta say, they're very well detailed. lack of paint, but they're very well detailed for small 4-inch figures. And something you don't really see every day. They do have a screw in the back, so that's a bit of a disappointment. But maybe you could stick a gun in there sometimes. I remember some companies utilized the screw hole in the back to stick guns and such. The boots are very nicely detailed, but are lacking of paint. Maybe some wash and some more added colors to these could make them look great. I don't know who this character is based off of, but any Lanard experts can already tell who this probably is. I don't. I'm sorry about that. Lanard is a very new company. I never heard of it until like 2 years ago. So yeah. The figure is very articulated and actually has some swivels in their body. But like the Jurassic figures, they don't have swivels in the feet or in the hands. So I guess they're very compatible with each other. Plus they're like big burly men, so that could work too. So yeah. Let's get right into the Rhino. Now I gotta say first, this figure is flippin' awesome. I mean, when's the first time we ever had an action figure of an animal? You know, we have action figures of humans, obviously. We have action figures of monsters like Godzilla and such. We have alien figures from xenomorphs and such, and predators. We have like horror movie characters like Freddy Krueger and such. Yes, I'm referring to NECA in this point. And we even have dinosaur figures coming out, like the new Chronicles dinosaur figure or the Armor Collection Velociraptors. There's just so many figures of different creatures and people, and yet we don't have any, and I mean any, for modern animals like hippos, rhinos, crocodiles, like monkeys, even like a warhog. They're making a warhog figure. And that's the first time for me too, because I've always actually wanted something like this. Action figures of modern animals. Well, the only ones we get are like static figures, you know, like the cheap animal toys you could buy in like those 99 stores, or the Lanard's a very special company now that I'm thinking about it. But like Papo and Schleich, you know, they have animal figures, but you know, in reality, you know they're statues. Okay? Anything that does not move and is hard plastic is a statue to me. This is a toy. And this toy is very, very great. It's very well detailed, even for a $15 toy. It has nice grooves and nice wrinkles you can see from the reflection of the light. The face is extremely detailed as well. There's a lot of wrinkles and a lot of grooves all over the place. The eye makes it look life too. I like how they give these guys character. You can definitely see some of the seam lines in making these figures, but it doesn't really betray from the whole figures. I mean, animals are very damaged in real life, and this can be pretty good for a Rhino figure if you want to make any safari shots. I know I already have. So yeah, the Rhino figure can basically bashed like that of the Roarvor's dinosaurs, especially like that of the Triceratops and the Pachyrhinosaurus, aka Sinoceratops. Articulation wise, they have 4 points of articulation. The back arms can go pretty forward, but they can't go back because they're restricted by the mold. Same thing with this one. The back legs can't go forward either, but they could go back a little, so it could give a kicking motion. But I don't think rhinos kick. And the tail is nice and rubbery, but it doesn't move. The seam lines on the back side are a bit obvious for me. But you know what's not as obvious? The button. Even though the button sticks out on the back side, if you look at it like that, if you look at it from the front, you don't even notice it that much. Minus the little black part. So yeah, this figure is nicely colored. It's a very coloration of a rhinoceros. And you press the back of the button, and it does make a roar and its headbutt like those of the Triceratops. Now, before I say anything, this is not a rhino's call. I know what rhinos sound like. This is not a rhino. I think it's more of a bull mixed with a gorilla. Because gorillas make noises and it's kind of weird sounding. And they only make one noise too, so, you know, that's the only one you can hear. Preferably, I like my figures without electronics most of the time, since I usually take them out, which is why I actually have the screw here, because I just put the batteries back on. But hey, it sounds great, it's very loud, that's a good thing, and the speakers don't look like they'll give you trypophobia. Alright, so there's my review with the Lanard charging Rhino from the new Jumanji movie. I'm not going to watch the movie. I saw the last one. It wasn't very good in my opinion. I'm not going to be boycotting this one because I may watch it in like some future re-release on TV or something like that. But I gotta say, even though the movie is not very good in my opinion experience, it doesn't deter you from watching the movie. If you don't like to support movies like those, then you don't have to watch it. But if you do want to watch the movie like that, then go ahead. You have your own rights. So yeah, the movie, it's alright. The action figures, for a first time, they're pretty good. I actually want to get more of the figure lines, such as the elephant and maybe the bear. I kind of wish they make like more animals in the future, but seeing how Lanard's history making only that one wave and nothing else, this is basically all we're getting at the moment, and probably forever in the moment. So there's not going to be any bulls, not going to be any Cape buffaloes. I would love to see a giraffe. If they make a giraffe, I would actually want to buy a giraffe. So yeah, there's my review with the Lanard charging Rhino for the new Jumanji movie. I'm not going to give a score. It's pretty obvious they're in a $15 line in Walmart. But I really, really like this figure. It's really good, and it makes a very good animal figure, and I cannot wait to get them more. It just gets better in the future. I'm pretty sure other companies could probably jump in on this train making animal figures, and I cannot wait to see those in the future. So, hope you guys liked the review. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you guys on the next one. See ya.